Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. To our lecturer, Sir Azmi. Today we will present about domestic electrical protection device, subject power protection system. So my name is Ahmad Mutada bin Muazzanuddin, and this is my team members. So we present. Sorry. So next. So introduction. We have two types of protection. First, natural circuit breaker. Circuit breaker is mechanically switch off the electrical circuit for the duration of an extraordinary circumstance of the community wherein overload circumstance in additional to defective circumstance. Next, quick recover of delivery is variable in area of a fuse. And next, B method present safety in position to overload contemporary and electromagnetic present safety and option to short circuit contemporary. Built-in strip cause replacement of the latch point. So next protection device is RCD or RCCB. It's a tool that speedy break an electrical circuit to save your critical damage from an ongoing electrical power surprise. This electrical wiring gadget are designed to speedy and routing disconnect a circuit while it detect that the electrical power contemporary is always balanced among the delivering and go back conduct of a circuit. Any distinction among the current in those conduct indicates leakage contemporary which provide surprising hazard. So next slide. So next slide we pass to Amirul Iezlan. Thank you.
My name is amirul Iezlan. So I will explain about the task 1 in this lab 2. So first we was choose 3 different electrical appliances so at the home. So we choose refrigerator, iron and microwave. So refrigerator is the home appliance consisting of a thermal insulate compartment and a heat pump, mechanical, electronic or chemical. So the second appliance we choose is iron. So iron is the small piece of equipment that while heat is used to press gum to take away creases. So the third appliance we choose is a microwave. So microwave is the appliance that cook food by means of high frequency electromagnetic wave called microwave. So the next slide. So for the function of a cartridge fuse for the electrical appliance, it was functioned to protect electrical appliances such as motor, air condition, refrigerator, pump, etc., where high voltage rating or current are required. So the fuse, the cartridge fuse have their voltage from the from 200 until 600. So the fuse cartridge can protect appliances that have at the home. So the next slide. So the next question is, based on the rating of the electrical appliance, show how to calculate the value of the fuse. So at the table you can see now it was the rating that has at the appliance. So from the rating we must find the value of voltage using the formula V equal to power divided by I or divided by current. So we can found the value of voltage. So next slide. after we found the value of voltage, so we can find the value of fuse rating. The formula of fuse rating is watt divided by volt and times to 1.25. So if you can see the table, we was choose the value of fuse and the value of fuse based on the rating. Next slide. So what happen if the rating of fuse is lower or higher than what it should? So when the value when the fuse is lower, the fuse if the rating of the fuse is too low, then it will frequently blow out even for a current value which is actually safer for the circuit. Second, if the fuse has a rating higher than the permanent rating of the wiring of the fuse will not blow out even if the current rise above the permanent value. So with this question, we can know that we must choose the fuse with the high rating, because if the high rating, it can minimize the overcurrent, and it can save more appliance that have at the home, rather than if we choose the low rating of use, so it can make the appliance at the home was broken or malfunction. So next slide. So the next question is, discuss difference between appliance that have cartridge and those without. So with if the appliance have cartridge fuse, the current is exceeded, the overcurrent protection device shut off the power to the circuit and preventing fire and other serious hazard. The overcurrent protection device is used on all circuit as a circuit breaker. So with this statement, uh, we can understand that a cartridge fuse uh, has the big function in the appliance that is at home. It can protect all the all the appliance and protect from the serious hazard. So when the appliance was without the fuse, it the plug and whichever appliance it is attached to will not work. This is was the function that very good to the users to make sure that the appliance was has uh, in the safety condition. So next question and next slide. um, the last question is, discuss the use of fuse in distribution protection system, including but not limited to its rating, type, construction, and standard. Compare this fuse with fuse in domestic electrical appliance. So I will explain the fuse of the uses of fuse in distribution protection system. So if you can see that it has five it has six function uses of the fuse. First, can minimize the duration of the fault. It can minimize the number of consumers affected by the fault. It can eliminate safety hazard as fast as possible. It can limit service outage to the smallest possible segment of the system. It was protect the consumer apparatus, and it was protect the system from unnecessary service interruption and disturbance. So the users of the fuse is very helping the users to protect from the problem. So next slide. So the type of fuse can categorize with several types. In distribution system, the uses of fuse link designed for K and T. So K and T has their function properly. So there are a number of standards to classify fuse according to rate voltage, rate current, time current, characteristic, manufacturing feature, and others consideration. So with this standard, we can classify the fuse uh, the fuse based on the condition. So the construction of fuse also has several types, as majority of fuse used in this distribution system operate on the exclusion principle. So for the fuse in domestic electrical appliance, it has three types. There is a miniature circuit breaker, MCB, cartridge fuse, and variable fuse. So this fuse has their same function. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Naik Markim. So I will continue for the task 2. Task 2, question for task 2 is there are two main protection device in customer home and fuse box, which is the miniature circuit breaker MCB and residual current device RCD. So different type of test for RCD, which is operating time test. Okay, this test measure how long the RCD takes to trip, indicating whether it is fast enough to be effective. Next, push button test. And the push button test is to ensure that the RCD will trip when there is an earth leakage and break the electrical circuit, protecting the individual from suffering an electric shock or electrocution. Next is trip time test. The trip time trip time test use the applied current method is a far more accurate mean of testing RCD. Next slide. Okay, the difference between a circuit breaker MCB and a RCD. So RCD will save our life by ensuring that in case of a current leakage or an imbalance in current, which could result in electrocution, the current is cut off. It is as easy as that. Next, the MCB. MCB will save our home from electrical fires by ensuring that the wire are not overheating and that there is no overload on the various electric circuit. Next question is the protection device that are used in power system that are similar in principle to RCD and MCB. So we choose residual current circuit breaker RCCB. RCCB work on the principle of Kirchhoff's law, which state that the incoming current must be equal to the outgoing current in a circuit. Next, on spotting a residual current, the RCCB is triggered to trip off the circuit. That's all from me.
Okay, for conclusion, from task 1, the student has to recognize the way to pick out the specifically safety wanted for appliance, make examine and look into the equipment and based at the cartridge score type production and well know of the fuse in home electric appliance. Second, wish to recognize what came about and what wishes to do if the rating of the fuse is decreased or better than the bottom score of the fuse. Task number 2, RCD function via a means of measuring the modern stability among conductor. So the use of a differential modern transformers measure the distinction among modern flow through the state conductor and that returning through the impulsion conductor. And MCB in low voltage electrical community in place of fuse. The fuse one experience is, however, the miniature circuit breaker does greatly reliability. So this is all from us. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.